Hey, I'm Mike Baccarello, and today we're going to take a look at this great Tal Farlow line that has some of the essential building blocks of bebop contained within. Let's take a look. So this line is a B flat major 7 for 2 measures, and then an E flat 7. Over the B flat major 7 portion, he starts on the 5th, which is an F, on the 6th fret of the 2nd string, and he goes down a half step and back up. So F, E natural, F. And that E is functioning as basically the leading tone to that note, or as its own kind of enclosure in a sense. And then he goes to the root, B flat, and down a half step and back up to A. And then from there, he slides into the 3rd, which is D natural, on the 7th fret of the 3rd string, down to B flat. So that's the B flat major portion of this line. Rhythmically, it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4. Now over the E flat 7 portion, he walks down chromatically from the 2nd, or the 9th, which is F, all the way down to the flatted 7th, which is D flat. And then he plays B flat, and then C, and B flat again. And rhythmically, this is all straight 8th notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Now that we have the line, let's dig into each of those concepts a little deeper. So this first concept is kind of like the idea of the lower neighbor tone, which is one of the essential parts of an enclosure. In the case of an enclosure, we would play a half step below and then a scale tone above. In this case, we're just playing the half step below and then back up to the note. And so this is something we should have in our playing, and we should work on as much as we can, because this is one of those essential pieces of the jazz vocabulary. Is this kind of chromaticism leading in and out of chord tones. So let's create an exercise to work on this. We're going to take a B flat major arpeggio, just a triad, just 1, 3, and 5, and we'll do it here in the 5th position. So we got B flat on the 6th fret of the 6th string, and then D on the 5th fret of the 5th string, F on the 8th fret 5th string, B flat on the 8th fret 4th string, D natural on the 7th fret 3rd string, F on the 6th fret of the 2nd string, B flat on the 6th fret of the 1st string, and then D, which is our 3rd, on the 10th fret with our pinky. And so what we're going to do, I'm just going to put in a note half step below. And rhythmically, we're just playing it as 1 and 2, 3 and 4. So it's 2 8th notes and a quarter. Now, fingering wise, there's a lot of things you could do here, and you want to experiment with a bunch of options because depending on how you're moving, if you're staying in position, if you're moving forward, if you're moving backwards, you might need to change your fingering up. So you want to become familiar with a bunch of different fingerings for some of these options. And of course, you want to explore this over all your positions and all your keys. Major, minor, 7th chords, all that kind of stuff, because all this stuff will add up to be some pretty big results if you practice it. Now, the second concept is the kind of idea of filling in the gaps in the scale with chromatics. And this is something I've talked about a lot. Bruce Foreman showed me this concept, and I've already done a couple videos on this subject, but I keep seeing this concept pop up in everyone's solo, so I'm going to keep doing lessons on it because we could always use more practice on this idea. So Tal Farlow is playing out of basically what would be like E flat mixolydian. You know, we got our 2nd, root, flat 7, 6, and our 5th. Those are all of our scale tones from this line. From the 2nd to the root, filling in the gaps, root to the flat 7, fills in the gaps, and then kind of fills it in with those 2 scale tones, landing on the 5th. So anytime we have a dominant chord, we can go from the 2nd down to the flat 7th and finish it up with that ending. Now we can move this to other chord types too. What if I take a B flat major 7? I go down from the 3rd down to the major 7th. Starting here on D on the 10th fret, and I'm landing on the 6th there on the 8th fret. So I'm going down from 3rd to 2nd, 2nd to the root, and to the 7th, and landing on the 6th. That works perfectly right there. Now what if I do this over C minor 7? I can do this walking from the 5th down to the 3rd, and ending on the 2nd and the root. That works really nicely. G, down to E flat, which is my flat 3rd, root, 2nd, root. And of course, you could explore this a bunch. You could start on different chord tones, different scale tones, and walk down as you see fit, kind of navigating through the scale this way. That line was a 2-5 in the key of B flat major. So we have a C minor 7, F7, down to B flat major 7. Now over the C minor 7, I'm walking down to the root, laying on the flat 7, and over the F7, I'm walking from the second to the third, G, G sharp, A, and I go to the flat 9, G flat, and then down to the flat 7 chromatically, sharp 5th, sliding into the major third of B flat major. So you see in this one line, there are two crucial concepts that we can extract and use and explore in huge ways to add a ton of great content to our playing, whether it's the lower neighbor tone concept or the filling in the gaps in your scale concept. These are incredibly valuable, and every one of our favorite jazz improvisers uses them in some way or another. So thanks for checking out today's lesson. Keep practicing. I'll see you next time.